Well, if ever there's a good time to do this mid-season, I guess it's now with the World Cup break. Let's have a look at how my Championship pre-season predictions are holding up in the real world. We'll start with the good news stories. That's those teams that are doing much better than I'd anticipated, and work our way down through the ones around where we thought they'd be. And we'll end up with our villainous underachievers at the end. Do us a favour, hit the like button right now and get commenting with any opinions you have during the video. Good news stories. Plus 16 places, Blackburn Rovers. Well played, Blackburn. Wasn't quite sure how Jean Dahl Thomason would adjust to the Championship. New league for him. Wasn't sure they'd keep star man Ben Brereton Diaz at the club, and I thought they might struggle to adjust a little bit to life after Tony Mowbray. Yes, they've lost a lot of games, but they've also won a hell of a lot of games, and third spot is above mine and probably most people's expectations for the Rovers. Plus 10, Birmingham and Reading. I predicted both Birmingham and Reading to be in the bottom three, and I'm very pleased to say they're both nicely mid-table right now. Off-pitch stuff in July looked very worrying at Birmingham. That's all gone quiet. No takeover. John Eustace has come in and adjusted excellently to the Championship. And on top of that, the Birmingham recruitment has been really good. Regarding Reading, that squad looked thin, didn't it? Recruitment was going to be affected by the transfer embargo. And you have to say, Paul Ince has done a really, really good job making them tough to play against and leveraging a really good home record. Plus 9 places, QPR. Okay, this one was always a bit of a gamble. It's a gamble gone wrong. I thought QPR might fall off a bit of the proverbial cliff after the struggles at the end of last season and the fact that Mick Beale was stepping up from assistant into his first managerial job. Look, problems recently, but that first portion of the season suggests they are not going to be anywhere near the bottom half. Plus 8 places, Rotherham. I had the Millers bottom and they are doing just fine currently. My thinking was that Smith and Ehek were leaving would be a huge problem. Not so yet. They started really well, coped well with Paul Warne leaving and Matt Taylor coming in. Their away record is better than I'd imagined. The home record stands up. Can they keep it up? Burnley plus 5. Did not know what to expect from Vincent Kompany at Burnley at all. It's been great. I really, really like the way they play. And yes, they're a parachute team, but recruitment excellent as well. And I think we'd all admit they deserve to be top of the pile. Plus 4, Preston. Okay, bit of a weird start at Preston with some quirky stats and no goals, but they seem a bit more capable of putting runs together than I'd imagined. I do still wonder whether a couple of my underachieving teams might pass them in the end. Slightly better, plus 3 places, Coventry. Well, I'm currently 3 out with Coventry, but the way the Sky Blues are headed, it could be any number of places higher than they are right now. Plus 2 places, Millwall. I had Millwall in the top 8. They are in the top 6. Can they hang in there with everyone sniping at them in the second half of the season? Plus 1 place, Swansea. Only 1 out with Swansea. 1 excellent run so far this season. Any advance on that in the second half and the playoffs could be threatened. Bang on. Sunderland, Watford and Sheffield United. I don't want to break my arm patting myself on the back, but these 3 are currently in the spots I'd imagined, but I will shut up now. Things move fast in the Championship. Slightly worse. Minus 1, Wigan, Cardiff and Bristol City. I had Wigan surviving. They're currently in the bottom 3, but you will not blame me in reserving judgment as that manager job is open right now. I need to see who the new boss is going to be. Cardiff don't look like they're going to be that far away from the 18th I predicted. Can Mark Hudson, though, replicate that early bounce in his tenure? Bristol City, well, they seem to have the goals and the youngsters to be much higher than the 17th I'd forecast, but that bad run has actually dropped them 1 below currently. Minus 3, Blackpool and Luton. Now, Blackpool, I had surviving. It's very tight down there, but they are currently in the bottom three. Maybe the strikers there are going to get them out of it. Luton are 10th. My 7th place projection was based on Nathan Jones being in the dugout. So another club there with a really important managerial decision to make. Bad news stories. -5, Stoke and Norwich. This is my usual annual struggle to predict Stoke. I stuck them in the middle, and I would hope Alex Neil can push them at least a little closer than their current 17th. Norwich, I had down as champions again. They're in the top 6, which is, I guess, an unwritten kind of minimum position for a year one parachute team. Dean Smith will be in real trouble if they go out of those playoff positions. -9, Hull. Look, I had absolutely no clue on Hull after the summer splurge. Looked good after a handful of games. Then, crap run, manager fired. Maybe they'll move up a bit, but the top 10, probably stretching it a little. -11, Middlesbrough. Disaster. Can't believe it. I'm a huge Chris Wilder fan, as you all know. The Spence money was a huge plus, and we just got total underachievement. Carrick has come in now and made a good start. They'll surely climb, but I think the 3rd place I forecast looks a long way off. -14, Huddersfield. Yep, a few of you made the Barnsley comparison at the time and called this Huddersfield implosion, and it has happened. Incredible playoff final appearance last season, and then manager and key players leaving, and we've always flagged too much change in one go as a big problem. That is exacerbated by another managerial switch in the first 10 games. I had them dropping down from 3rd to 10th. They just need to get off the bottom now by any means necessary. -16, West Brom. Oh, absolutely dreadful stuff from the Baggies. I thought the combination of Steve Bruce, his experience, year 2 parachute funding, the 2 hot free agents, John Swift and Jed Wallace, arriving, should have smelled like a recipe for the playoffs. It smelled a lot worse than that. Steve Bruce just could not get the Baggies going. Carlos Corberon is in. Looks like he's made a good start. They're out of the bottom 3, but a mountain to climb to get anywhere near where I thought they would be. So there you go. That's how the predictions are going. Remember, we're not finished yet. Usual mix, really, and always a few big surprises in the Championship compared to how we thought things might look in July. Get your thoughts in via the comments. Usual warning here, people tend to get a bit emotional and actually confrontational with these, especially if their team is currently higher up than I thought. Now look, if your team is higher up than I expected, that's great. So why not comment on the positive things that have caused that to happen, rather than yelling at this poor little man on the internet who made a forecast in good faith without the benefit of the 21 games and 4 months of objective facts that you have right now. In the meantime, it is always revealing to go back and look at those pre-season comments. So why not click up here to see the fabled 1 to 24 pre-season video.